Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL news lately, you know that the Cleveland Browns are at a fascinating crossroads this season. And one of the most talked about stories isn't just about who's going to start at quarterback or what new talent they've added. No, it's about a young quarterback who's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons, but also for his undeniable potential. I'm talking about SHEDEUR Sanders, the son of the legendary Deion Sanders, who's been caught in a whirlwind of challenges, setbacks, and a lot of external noise. And believe me, the story of SHEDEUR this offseason is not just about his talent on the field, but about resilience, patience, and the journey to prove doubters wrong. SHEDEUR Sanders, coming out of Colorado, was once considered a surefire first-round pick in the NFL draft this year. Many analysts and scouts had him pegged as a future star, even suggesting he might be the top pick overall. His arm talent, football IQ, and leadership qualities made him a highly coveted quarterback. But as we all saw, the NFL draft didn't turn out the way many expected. Sanders' stock plummeted during the lead-up to the draft, largely because of concerns about his attitude and how he handled certain situations during his college years. Multiple teams reportedly expressed reservations, and that led to him sliding all the way down to the 5th round, where Cleveland finally pulled the trigger and selected him with the 144th overall pick. Now, that was a shock to many fans and insiders alike. A player with such high expectations sliding so far in the draft, it's a story as old as the NFL itself, talent versus perceived attitude or fit. But for SHEDEUR, this wasn't just about falling in the draft, it was a wake-up call. It's a reminder that the NFL is a league that demands not only talent, but also mental toughness, professionalism, and the ability to adapt under pressure. And even though he's now in Cleveland, amid a roster that includes more experienced quarterbacks like Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, it's clear that the Browns see something special in him. In fact, the early days of Browns training camp have been revealing. SHEDEUR is currently practicing with the 3rd and 4th teams, which might seem discouraging at first glance. But if you ask any true Browns fan, you know that this is part of the process. It's about development, about soaking in the system, and about showing the coaches what he's capable of when given the chance. Sanders himself remains positive and focused. "I'm not even going to think about that or have that even in my thought process of why it is," he said recently. "It doesn't make me feel down or it doesn't make me feel left out because I know who I am as a person. I know who I am as an individual, and I know what I could bring to this team." That kind of maturity at such a young age is promising, especially considering the spotlight he's under, not just because of his father's legendary status, but also because of the expectations placed upon him as a quarterback with high potential. So what's next for SHEDEUR? Well, he's fully aware that he needs to bide his time, play the long game, and stay ready. He's been practicing diligently, trying to improve every aspect of his game, even if he's not getting the prime reps. Right now, Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett are the main guys splitting the first-team reps, with Dillon Gabriel, the Browns' 3rd-round pick, also getting some action in drills. And while the starting quarterback for the season opener against the Cincinnati Bengals on September 7 isn't set in stone, Sanders has been frank about his mindset. "I know whenever I get my opportunity, I've got to maximize it," he said. "I just got to think about what I could do to get better even if I'm not getting reps." That kind of attitude, that focus on continuous improvement, is exactly what Browns fans want to see from their young quarterback in waiting. Now here's where the story gets even more interesting. Despite being the son of Deion Sanders, who has been a coaching legend and a media personality, SHEDEUR insists that external pressures or attention won't define him. "The external is cool. I'm thankful for it," he said. "But hey, when I get out there, I'm not thinking about external. I'm thinking about more in the organization, getting the play calls, executing my job, and doing what I've got to do." That's a mature outlook, especially considering the hype surrounding him. The fact that he's staying grounded and focused on his craft speaks volumes about his character. And he kicked off camp on a promising note, going 3 for 3 in a 7-on-7 drill last Saturday. Those are small steps, but in the NFL, especially for a young quarterback fighting to climb the depth chart, every rep counts. The question now is whether SHEDEUR can turn these early glimpses into consistent performance and earn his spot in the starting lineup. The Browns, as a team, are in a unique position. They have 4 quarterbacks on the roster, which is a lot, but it also provides a lot of options if injuries or other circumstances shake things up during the season. If other teams face injuries at the quarterback position, the Browns could become a hot commodity for trade talks, giving them even more leverage and flexibility. But for now, SHEDEUR is determined to prove himself with his talent, his work ethic, and his mental toughness. The journey hasn't been easy, and it's far from over. But this season is shaping up to be a defining one for the Browns, and for Sanders himself. The organization is in a win-now mode, with high expectations after last season's ups and downs, and fans are eager to see if this young quarterback can rise from the shadows and become a key piece for the franchise's future. Remember, Cleveland has a long history of overcoming obstacles and turning underdog stories into glorious championships. Could Sanders be part of that story? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, the Browns are looking for their next great quarterback, and he's certainly got the talent and the mindset. It's all about patience, perseverance, and seizing the moment when it finally arrives. Now, as we wrap up, it's important to highlight that the Browns' season is just around the corner, and everything we've seen so far hints that this team, with its mix of veteran leadership and young talent, is poised for a strong run. The coaching staff, led by Kevin Stefanski, has been emphasizing discipline, execution, and resilience. And for a team that has been on the cusp of greatness in recent years, this could be the season everything comes together. SHEDEUR Sanders' story adds an extra layer of intrigue and hope. If he continues to develop and stays committed, he could be the missing piece that turns near misses into a Super Bowl appearance. So, Browns fans, stay tuned because this season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory. Keep an eye on SHEDEUR Sanders, keep supporting your team, and let's see how this story unfolds. With so much talent, so much potential, and a lot of hard work, Cleveland is on the rise once again. The journey of SHEDEUR Sanders is just beginning, and it's going to be a wild ride to see how far he can go. The Browns are not just fighting for wins, they're fighting to make history, and every step they take is a step closer to glory. Let's believe in the process, in the talent, and in the resilience of this team. This is what Browns football is all about: hard work, perseverance, and dreaming big. And I, for one, can't wait to see how this story unfolds in the coming weeks and months. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.